I've got the Polaris 360 here. It's the 3-wheel, 1 wheel on one side and 2 on the other. I think it's the 280 that has 3 wheels on one and then 1 on the other. But this is the 360, and it kind of got to where it wasn't moving around as much in the pool. It just kind of stick in one spot. Usually what happens, like the bearings or something are wrong, so I took it completely apart and all the bearings were good. So I'm thinking it might be this backup valve here. So I replaced this valve back in 2018, so it's been 4 years or so. And this one I found on Amazon. It's Polaris part here. I think it was like $73, and they want to charge you almost twice that if you go to Leslie Pool or any other pool shop. So I suggest getting this on Amazon. Basically what you're going to do is just make sure you put it in the same line. It tells you an arrow there of direction of water flow. Right there, it tells you the direction of water flow. So water's pumping this way, so it needs to be like this. You kind of just match the old one. But basically you're just going to take these off here, unscrew those, and then put them on here and see if it works. Got the hose taken off there, and you can kind of see there's some black residue here, and it's probably from the washer, the rubber washer that's in there. Kind of starts to corrode. And so what I'm going to do is I have some new ones here. If these washers were good, then you just go ahead and take these off, put them on your new one. But I'm going to go ahead and put new ones on, so that rubber grommet there is fresh and ready and makes a good seal. We got our things on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this pipe, we're going to fit it on there, and you kind of have to twist it a little bit. And then once you get it over and on, you want to see where your hose starts to ramp up. You can see like the open thread right here where my thumbnail is. So that's where you want to line up the threading inside of your washer here. You want to line that up with that ramp part so it twists right in there, and then the grooves will take that and will thread all the way up your hose there. And try not to over tighten when you get it there, because sometimes these hoses will break. Also, this swivel piece has been leaking, and I can't tell if it's from the hose and nut joint here or if it's coming from the middle. So I just went ahead and got a complete new one, and so we're gonna have new O-rings inside of here to help seal off here, and then also a new one here. And sometimes those bearings get a little tight and don't let the hose twist, so we'll just get all those problems knocked out. So kind of the same way, pretty much exactly the same way we just did the backup piece. We're just going to take these off and then put this back on, put it in line, screw it up. So we get that unscrewed, the old one here. You can see the color difference too, that chlorine just kind of gets some corrosion and stuff and starts to discolor. And then also with the O-rings kind of starts to fade away at that, and you get less of a seal there. Also just brand new out of the bag here, and these hose nuts here are on backwards, so you can't just plug and screw it in. So you have to take these off, flip it around, and make sure you have your open threaded side so you can thread your pipe in there. Okay, and then just push that down, and then you're going to feed your pipe in there. It kind of takes 2 hands to get over that little edge there. Same thing on this other side, they put it upside down. Before we screw it back together, let me show you a little bit better where you want to get the threading in. So you look right here, everything's even at the bottom, and then as we twist here, right there, we have that little tear, and that right there is where we're going to ramp up and get our threading started from the nut to the hose. So when you put it on, you want to note where that is, and then also note inside of your wire nut here where that little ledge is, right here next to my thumb. You can see that's the ledge. It's It's kind of hard to see on this camera, but when you get it, you'll see that and you'll know what I'm talking about. And then that's where you want to get it and seat it, and then start it right there on that ramp, so it ramps up and threads right on there. Got it put all back together. It's been running for a couple minutes now, get all the air out of it, and now it's backing up the Polaris. Another thing that can happen if your Polaris isn't moving is check your filter. I have a cartridge filter, and that needs cleaning every couple of weeks, kind of depending on what's falling from the trees. But right now it's not backing up as much as it should, and I think it's because I need to replace the cartridge. But these are just a couple things you can check. Check the bearings, check the cartridge, make sure it's clean, check your backup valve, a couple other things like that that you can kind of troubleshoot and see if you can fix it. But looks like this is it. It's backing it up more than it was, and I think it's going to be nailing it once I clean the cartridge. Inspecting the filter, I'm seeing here that we got these flaps are getting all crooked, and the dirtiness, that doesn't bother me because usually you can wash that out, but this has been in there a couple months now, and I've washed it several times, and sometimes when you wash it a couple times and it's been there for a while, just the age of it starts to crinkle. So I went ahead and replaced the whole filter, and let's see if that gets her moving around. Oh yeah, it's moving around a lot faster now. And I tried cleaning the filter before I bought the new backup valve, just to see if cleaning the filter would work, and it was not enough. And that was maybe 2 weeks ago, but over the 2 weeks that filter has gotten way dirty, and just put in a new filter. All right, so there it is. If you'd like to do things yourself, you can check out some of my other videos working on Chevy truck and Chevy Tahoe, and a couple other little things. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thanks, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one.